Hi everyone, and welcome to Brookdale Farm. Today we're going to be having a look at this old Blitz truck. We've only just got this. It arrived a couple of days ago and I haven't had a chance to have a good look at it yet. This is about a 1943 Chev CMP truck. The CMP stands for Canadian Military Pattern. They were built by Chev in Canada for the British Army during the Second World War. After that, a lot of them went on to civilian use. They were very common on farms and things like that. This particular one was used by the SEC, the State Electricity Commission here in Western Australia. After they retired it, I don't know what happened to it, but it ended up in Dennis Tattersal's collection and has been kindly donated to us by the Tattersall family. So it's a bit of an interesting truck, and we're just going to have a quick look and see if we can get it going today. So this is the inside of the cab on the truck. It's pretty basic. There's two seats with the engine between you. So it's pretty hot and noisy in these cabs. They've got a top speed of about 40 k's an hour, so they don't go anywhere fast. One of the curious things about it is, even though it was built in the 40s, the pedals are in the wrong order. It has the accelerator in the middle, with the brake on the outside here and the clutch on the inside here. The engine is under the big lumpy cover in the middle, so I'm just going to take that off and we'll have a look at the engine. Okay, so we've managed to lift the engine cover off. There's not a lot of room in there with the cover on, but you can get good access to the engine once you take it off. This is a Chev 6-cylinder petrol engine they used in these. The carburetor is there on the left hand side, and the distributor we can see tucked down on the right hand side there. I think this is all 6 volt, being that it's originally Chev. So we'll have a bit of a fiddle. The first thing we're going to do is take out all the spark plugs, put a little bit of oil down the cylinders, and just crank it over and see if we've got any power to the starter motor. The oil down because it's been sitting so long, the oil down the cylinders will just help lubricate everything in there when we first start turning it over. Normally it has a coating of oil on everything from last time it was run, but this has probably been sitting for 10 to 20 years. So we're just going to give it a little bit of a helping hand and try that. One of the really important things to do when you're getting a vehicle like this going is to check and make sure it actually has oil in it. Now here's the dipstick. It's got plenty of oil in it and it doesn't look too runny. It is quite black. Now a lot of people say that you should do an oil change before you start them up. I like to start them and run them up to temperature first before I do the oil change. When you have a vehicle that's been sitting for too long, all the sediment in the oil settles out, and so you're changing the oil but you've still got all the sediment sitting in the sump. So I like to stir it up first, then do the oil change. So we've just pulled out all the spark plugs out of the Blitz, and they all look a bit black. This tells me that the carburetor is going to need some attention. It's putting too much petrol in relation to the air mixture. So at some point we're going to have to do something about that, but that won't stop it from running. What is good to see is that there's no rust on any of these, which means there hasn't been any moisture in the cylinders while it's been sitting for the last 10 years. Okay, so we've just put a battery in it, and the wiring on the rest of it is all shot as well. So we put a jump wire on the coil here, and we've set up a spark plug here, just so that we can have a look and see if it sparks when we crank it over. So we're going to pull the lever now and see if it cranks over. Well, that's amazing. It actually cranks over. Okay, so we have checked the spark, and we have spark. We've checked the oil, we've filled up the water, we've put a battery in it, and we have put in a little temporary fuel tank that you can just see hanging above the driver's side door. The main fuel tank smells like a lot of stale fuel. I don't know how much dirt is going to be in there, and I don't know if the fuel pump works. So we've rigged up the temporary little tank to just so we know we're getting fresh fuel to the engine. Now we're going to give it a go and see if it'll start. There we go, everybody. Sitting for 20 years with just a few basic little checks. Starts and runs beautifully. Listen to that sound of the 6-cylinder Chev engine. Thanks very much for watching.